YouTube, what's up? It's Magnus. Today we are addressing some maintenance issues with Mega Octane. I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing today. As you know, my older video, you might have saw I said the transmission in the truck had low miles, but it still has the original faulty valve body that came in the 4060Es and all the GMT400 trucks. Today we're going to be installing a modified stage 2 valve body that has all the updates and firms the shifts on that transmission. A lot of the issues with some of the 4060, well, all the 4060Es are addressed with this new updated valve body. We're going to do a filter change with new gasket, and we got a deep transmission fan that adds about 3 more quarts to the full transmission capacity from Assault Racing. All right, we're getting ready to get started. Okay, you get up under here, and this is your transmission fan. Now, this truck had the slightly little deeper transmission fan from the factory, but it doesn't have a drain plug, so we're going to be updating that. Also, your bolts down here are 1/2 inch. You can finagle and get around these brackets. This is your actual shift linkage right there. You should be able to get around it, but the thing with this is, since it doesn't have a drain plug, you're gonna have to remove all but a few bolts and then lower the pan down slowly and try not to make a mess. I'm gonna drill a hole in my pan because I got another pan. I don't feel like getting fluid all over me, sorry, but I just don't feel like dealing with it. All right, there's a hole. We're letting the fluid drain out. All right, guys, after you get all your bolts out, kind of grab your pan and shift it a little. That way, if there's any more fluid remaining, it will run out, and then you can continue removing the pan. Okay, guys, there you go. There's your valve body, there's your filter, and we're gonna go ahead and peel off that old gasket, clean that surface. We're gonna remove the filter so you can get a better look at the valve body. And we're gonna show you what bolts to take loose to remove it. Okay, guys, there are a few things you gotta do before you get ready to take the valve body out. You see all these electrical connectors? You have to undo those because that harness goes, and my hand's in the way, up there. All those gotta be removed. Then the actual valve body bolts are 10 mil. Take those off. And then the actual harness itself, you have to remove it too, and you'll leave that in the truck. And then when you get ready to put your new valve body in, you'll just reattach it first and then hook your connectors up. This here is connected to your shift sector. You have to remove it too and leave it where it is. It's just a bracket and a roller, but this is what you go from park to drive to reverse. That's what that is. That has to stay here too, but you'll have to take this bolt off and drop it down. All right, we're gonna get started. Okay, guys, I'm gonna show you the bolts you're gonna have to remove in order to get this thing out. It's raining on me, so I hope you can hear me. All right, your harness, like I said before, when you take all your connectors off, it's gonna swing out the way. These 3 bolts here are gonna be your longest bolts in this assembly, and they're gonna have to come out. These 2 will stay in because that holds this on. All right, your other bolts along these recesses here, they're gonna all have to come out. They're different sizes, they're 10 and 8s. All right, and if you get confused about what bolts go where, just remember you're usually gonna be the 3 longest. All the rest of these are gonna be the same length. These 2 here are gonna be your shortest bolts, so just keep that in mind. It is really coming down now. I'm hiding up under the truck. All right, we're gonna keep going. I am gonna have to change this out and swap it with the other valve body that I have because the connector's different. But other than that, it's just gonna be a straightforward install. All right, guys, there you go. We got it out. Now we're gonna take you over to the bench and show you what the next steps are. All right, guys, here you go. This is the old valve body. And remember what I said about check valve balls? We gotta transplant all those over to the new valve body. Also, the only other thing you're gonna have to remove from this old unit to the new unit is this bracket here, keeper for your shift sector. You got to take it off. Thought I was gonna have to move this too, but come to find out upon further inspection, the new unit had a plunger in there, so we're good on that. All right, now I had to take the solenoid from the valve body, the old valve body, and I'm gonna have to swap it with the one from the new valve body. The connector's different, so we're gonna have to reinstall this. Only thing you have to do is take off the retaining clip, slide it out, and put the new one in. That bolt's 8mm. I already got a solenoid in from the other valve body. Now we gotta take all the check valves and put them in the new valve body. Just take your time, do one at a time, make sure you get in the correct location. There are provisions for them all, you can see them. But that's all you gotta do. That's the final step, and then we can go back into the truck with it. Already got all our check valve balls moved. Just use a magnet. Do, like I said, one at a time. Take your time, make sure you got them in the right spots. I'm gonna put a little bit of petroleum jelly on them so they'll stick, and we're gonna get back into the truck with it. All right, guys, we're back in, and I gave you some bad advice earlier. I apologize. This arm, don't put this on before you get this installed back in the transmission. Wait till you get everything in and torque down, and then put this on last, because it's gonna apply pressure to you trying to place this where it needs to go and get bolt started so it can hold itself up while you finish connecting everything. But yeah, just do this last. Go ahead and put your arm in and your linkage here for this piston. You can do that, but leave this off until you get the valve body back in the transmission, then put this on. All right, when you put in your bolts, hand tighten all of them first. Don't put a wrench on them until I tightened these all the way down to they couldn't go any further. Then I started inside and I crisscrossed. That's so it'll apply even pressure. All right, guys, get everything torqued down and get your retainer for your shift linkage back on, and go ahead and get your electrical connectors plugged back up. All right, we got all our connectors hooked back up. Now we're gonna put our filter in. All right, we got our filter back in. Now we're gonna get ready and put our pan on. Everybody, hey.
No.
Tell everybody, hey. Why not? Cause what? You're supposed to be my assistant. Why you? Really? You fired. First job, you already fired. It's terrible. All right, guys, check this out. This is the new pan. Got a drain plug now, and what I did was it came with a rubber. Well, it didn't come with the gasket. The filter came with the gasket. I RTV'd the gasket to the pan, and it let it dry, so it was stuck to the pan. So it was made it a lot easier to just stick it up there and line it up. But yeah, it's a really nice pan. I cleaned the surface. There was a cork gasket with the stock pan. I just don't like cork gaskets. But this gasket was rubber, so this was a reusable style gasket. So next time, if we have to go back into the transmission for any reason, we can reuse this gasket that I have on here now. I got one bolt here. I got one bolt up there, and we're getting ready to put all the bolts in. And when you tighten these down, torque them down, you always go in a crisscross fashion. Already got our pan on. Remember, got your bolts on, and they're 1/2 inch crisscross fashion. When you tighten these down, make sure you tighten them down by hand first now. Also, the torque specs on the pan bolts, it say 9 foot-pounds, but I just did 10 foot-pounds. It's all good. It's not gonna hurt anything. Makes it nice and secure. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. We're gonna top the fluid off, and we're gonna go for a test drive, and I will be giving you an update on this valve body. Holler at your next one. I've been Magnus. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something today. Hope you got something for this video that can be helpful toward you and your repairs on your GMT400 vehicle. Peace.